Welcome everybody to Clarington Kia. Today we're going to take you on a tour of this 2025 Kia Niro EV Wind Plus. This has only 14,000 kilometers on it. It is actually a demo here at Clarington Kia that is now available for sale. It's in fantastic condition. The purpose of this video is to really kind of take you on a tour of the features and specs of the Niro EV plus the condition of this particular one, in case you're shopping from home and you find this car and you're like, hey, I like that, I want to know more. Well, after watching this video, you should have a very good idea. Now, the Niro Wind Plus features a 64.8 kilowatt hour battery pack. Let's call it 65. So it's a 65 kilowatt hour battery pack. Think of that like your fuel tank. With that battery capacity, you can get just around 410 kilometers of electric range under ideal conditions, of course. There's different drive modes to support that. There's also different regeneration modes to help you keep the battery power or to drive this more like a normal gas vehicle. We'll get into that when we hop inside the car. But for now, let's take a tour of the outside and then we'll talk about all the cool EV stuff when we get to the inside as well. Now, we've got these really nice looking alloy wheels. These are a 17-inch wheel and they are aerodynamic wheels. In other words, they're actually trying to pass the air around the brakes, outside of the wheels rather than into the brakes and cooling the brakes, because on an EV you technically can drive this with just the accelerator pedal and not use the brakes very often, and I'll explain that again when we get inside the car. But yeah, really cool feature of the EVs. You can see from the side profile here, it is very much like a crossover kind of sport utility hatchback. Not quite as tall as an SUV, but you definitely get the nice cargo capacity and hatchback features. You'll see that in just about 4 or 5 seconds here. Just want to highlight this really nice boomerang style LED rear taillight. And then coming around to the back, really nice clean tailgate. You'll notice we have rear sonar. We also have a rear view camera. You might notice the lack of any kind of exhaust because it's an EV, obviously. Popping open the power tailgate, nice feature on the Wind Plus model. Lots of room in the back here. As you can see, we've got space on both sides of this full size luggage. We've got fold down, split folding rear seats as well, just in case you need a little bit more storage in the rear. Coming around to the passenger side again, now we're just kind of making sure the condition is good. We don't see any door dents, any big scratches, anything like that. And so far, so good. It's a really, really nice condition. Again, it only has 14,000 kilometers on it. Now, as we come around to the front, get a look at these really nice looking LED daytime running lights, those halogen bulbs there. Nice trim out on the front of the Niro as well. You'll notice that it really doesn't need any kind of aerodynamic grille or anything up front to cool any engines because it just has an electric motor. Now, charging is done right through here. So you'll notice that we have just a regular charging port or your level 2 charging port, which you would have at home. This is for your level 3, which you'll find at, quite frankly, quite a lot of even just like gas stations now, Shell, Circle K, Petro Canada, as well as your en route and things like that. You'll find chargers pretty much everywhere now, so charging is very simple. This little light here indicates the current battery capacity. When it's plugged in, it will tell you that it's charging by just kind of flashing and letting you know what the battery capacity is at as you charge, which is a nice feature. And then underneath the hood, or we're going to call it a frunk in this case, I'm going to pop it open and show you. There's not a ton of room back up front, but you know, it's worth kind of taking a look. Give you a little sneak peek of the interior here as I look for the frunk button. Where is my frunk button? Ah, yes, here it is. Okay, let's pop this open here. We'll have a quick peek at this. This is one of the cool features of an EV is you do get some storage space up front simply because we don't have a big engine taking up all this room. So underneath here, this is good for maybe an emergency roadside kit, some snacks, whatever. It's up to you. You decide what you want to put in here, but definitely convenient for a little bit of storage. We have our 12-volt battery here as well, just in case we do need to boost the vehicle. That is where you would do that. It sounds funny boosting an electric car, but that 12-volt battery can drain. If it does drain, that's where you would plug in to boost it up. We'll start off with the back seats really quickly. Just kind of show you there's lots of space back here for adult passengers. All right, lots of room. Nice looking interior. Got kind of a leather and cloth insert there. We have USB ports on the sides of the front seats as well for people in the back to stay plugged in and charged up. And then as we move to the front, same idea, really nice leather seatings. Love the kind of airplane style headrest that we have here. And then we have a driver's power seat on the Wind Plus model. Now, hopping in. All right, so car's been started the whole time. Obviously, it's fun. Lack of an engine noise, so it's just really eerie, kind of quiet. Now that we're here, it's really important. I want to talk to you about kind of this EV driving style. I'm going to briefly explain it to you, but it's obviously best experienced in person. So book a test drive, come down and drive this Niro. You will absolutely love it. It's a fantastic EV, but let's talk about this really briefly. So the biggest thing you have to get used to with an EV, other than the fact that it's really quiet, is you have options as far as you want to drive the vehicle with relation to the gas and the brake pedal, okay? Or I shouldn't say gas, the accelerator, there's no gas. So behind the steering wheel here are their paddles, and you'll see negative and positive, right? Positive over here. So in our display, what we can do is we can change it to I pedal. You see that there? So that is essentially when it's an I pedal, when you drive, this accelerator pedal acts as the accelerator and simulates a brake. And what I mean by that is, let's think of it very simply. When you're driving, you push down to go. When you release the accelerator pedal, the faster you release it, the quicker the Niro will slow down. And what it's doing is it's taking the electric motor, putting it into reverse, and it then obviously has some tension, so it slows down. While it's doing this, it is also charging that battery back up. That's regenerative braking. That's what they call regen braking. It's charging your battery back up. So if you are on the accelerator pedal and you let off nice and smooth, it will deaccelerate nice and smooth. If let it off quicker, it will deaccelerate faster, almost simulating braking. The idea with this is you can drive this with just using that one pedal, which is great. However, what I love that Kia does, which some of the other manufacturers don't do, is you can also drive this like a regular car, like a regular gas car, if you will, by changing the regenerative braking, by going down here and changing this down to where really you have to use the brake. The accelerator pedal, just like a regular gas car, the brake pedal, just like a regular gas car. So that is helpful for people who are just kind of experiencing EV. They want to get into this market, but they, want to do it at their own pace. That's why I like Kia. The other reason why is for winter driving, I much prefer to drive this like a regular gas car where I use the brake pedal rather than just one pedal. So I like that Kia has that option. So that's kind of a brief explanation of the I pedal and how you drive this EV. Then of course we have drive modes here. So when we push that, we have Sport, Eco, and Normal. And as we change through that, the range, which you'll see down here, will change, coordinating with the drive mode. So Eco, you get 105 kilometers, all the way up to Sport, you get 99. So it's a 6-kilometer difference, and you would feel a difference in the way that this Niro drives going through those drive modes. Again, stuff you can only really experience when you drive the vehicle. So I really encourage you to come down and take this out for a spin. It's really, really fun. Safety features on the Niro are obviously, there's a ton. You have your forward emergency braking with bike and pedestrian warning. We have blind spot collision avoidance, which is a great feature. So not only does it warn you, but if there's a car in your blind spot, it will actually prevent you from going and making a lane change. We have, lane keeping assist. I believe we have highway drive assist on this model here too. We have the adaptive cruise control. Now, the nice thing that I like about highway driving assist, which is this button here, you can use that. It's like a semi-autonomous driving system. You can use that to just steer. So it will take care of a lot of the gentle steering for you on, gentle curves and things like that, keeping you straight inside the lanes. Or you can use it in conjunction with the adaptive cruise control. You don't have to use both at once like some other manufacturers. Some manufacturers, you have to have the adaptive cruise with the lane keeping and highway drive assist on at both times. This I like, you can change and use just one or the other, so if you have a preference. Again, just kind of getting used to that EV lifestyle. Kia does it best by alleviating, kind of the forcing. It just tells you or allows you to choose what you'd like. In our center display, what I like too is we're not making a big adjustment to seeing a bunch of different gauges. The range is down here. This is just simply indicating, are we powering or are we charging? So as we deaccelerate, you'd see this going down, this needle going down, indicating that it's charging the battery with regenerative braking, or you going up because we're using power. Really, really simple. Looking in our center display, I'll give you kind of a pan down here of what we're looking like. All right, so nice, simple display in our screen here. We have onboard navigation. Oops, I slided. Onboard navigation. We have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We have this EV gauge here, which just basically shows you kind of the distance you have till empty, and then it'll show you nearby chargers. So example, you see here Clarington Hyundai nearby. And this is kind of a cool thing. You can schedule your next departure in here, so you can have the climate control automatically turn on. You can have the charging automatically start on off-peak hours, obviously to save you a little bit of money there. There's a whole really interesting and very to use setup system that you can use on the Niro, so that way you save tons of money and it makes it very convenient for you. Amongst other things, Kia Connect. Kia Connect is almost a must-have app when you have an EV with Kia, because it allows you to do all those great things I talked about right from your phone. You don't have to be in the car, which is really, really convenient. Putting it in reverse, nice clear rear view camera. You notice the sonar gauges on the right-hand side. And then down here, we have our dual zone climate control. So driver and passenger have independent temperatures. An EV exclusive is the driver only, to obviously, it's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to conserve energy in order to use less battery. And then we have heat. So the Niro EV Wind Plus has a heat pump, and that's a really great feature. You know, when you charge your cell phone and the cell phone gets really hot, same idea with the battery on an EV. When you use it, it gets warm. In the wintertime, it'll take that heat from the warm battery and throw it back through the cabin to kind of just recycle the heat rather than using any kind of heater on the car. Again, extending the range. Couple USB ports, wireless charging pad. We've got our EV power button, our heated seats, heated steering wheel, and then we have our rotary gear selector here. So reverse, drive, neutral, park, all of that. And we even have a remote starter with this. But again, with the Kia Connect app, you can kind of override that and just do it from your phone, which is really sweet. All right, so this has been kind of a lengthy, tour of the EV stuff on the Niro EV. It's a fantastic vehicle. I have a Kia EV myself. My sister-in-law has this particular Niro EV as well. No complaints, absolutely fantastic. And let's face it, you're gonna love not spending money on fuel. It's just one of those things, you see it in your pocket almost instantly when you're not spending, $60, $70, $100, some people a week on gas. Sometimes you can make up the car payment just by driving this vehicle. So if you want to know more, inquire with the sales team here at Clarington Kia. They're very well versed with EVs. They can answer all your questions, and most importantly, they can get you set up with a fantastic Kia EV from us here at Clarington Kia. Thanks so much for watching, and we can't wait to see you soon.